I've been battling the wrong enemy my entire life. It hasn't been my employers, it hasn't been my family, it hasn't been my past, and it's definitely not my clients. It's been me. And just like Ferris Bueller famously said, life moves pretty quick. If you don't stop to take a look around every once in a while, you might just miss it. And I feel that more than ever at 32. I wanted the typical American dream: go to college, become a doctor, find a wife, have a family, settle down, live happily ever after. But as we all know, life does not care about our plans. All right, so in 2016, I was diagnosed with pancreatitis induced by alcohol. I was in there for about a month and a half on a feeding tube, lost about 30 pounds, and was actually released on my birthday. Best birthday present ever. After that, I had 24 hospitalizations, and life became a blur. I wanted to be a doctor. I could no longer really do that. I withdrew from too many semesters. My financial aid was all over the place, and I had no backup plan. My friends were starting to reach their senior years and planning out their lives, meeting their loved ones in college, all the things that I had planned, and that depression started to kick in really hard. Started to blame the world for what was happening, and I knew that couldn't be the end-all, be-all of life. But I knew I had to get outside. I knew I had to start living again. And that's when I bought my first camera. That first camera was a Nikon D3500. Got it off Amazon for like $500. Came with a little kit deal bag, SD card, 2 lenses, I believe. One was like a 200 millimeter. And I remember when I got that camera, I was so excited. I unboxed it, I ran outside, started taking pictures of the leaves on the bushes, had some condensation built up, waited till nighttime to take some pictures of the moon, would go to the little parks in my area, little towns, and I noticed whenever I was doing that, all the racing thoughts, all the blame for me not going to medical school and where I was in life, it just went silent. So I dove fully in. I became obsessed with photography. I started to get out any opportunity I could. I started to meet other people, other photographers, other videographers that were starting out and trying to make a name for themselves, that then taught me what they've learned, and so on and so forth. But when I got started in all this, it was right when COVID hit. Yeah, you guys know COVID.
Has identified the cause of a mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus vaccine.
I had lost my job due to a back injury because everything was on lockdown. The world was in a weird place. The only way I could earn money was through my camera. And that's when I became lost again. I started to chase the jobs and not necessarily even if it aligned with my passion or my niche in photography. I was just saying yes to anything and everything, and that ultimately led to frustrations, not getting paid on time, me not having my full heart in the project, and led to all these things where the blame started to pop up again, and I was blaming clients, I was blaming people, I was blaming pretty much everybody but myself. And so that's when I took a job at a marketing company. I thought that was the next path to success. It was, all right, I don't have enough money to buy the gear. I don't have the secure paycheck. I don't have the team. I don't have this, I don't have that. So then joined that and joined 2 of them actually. And that was a huge learning lesson of its own. So when I joined those companies, I was excited. I was in love. I was like, here we go. This is it. This is the moment. I got the salary. I got the team behind me. I have all the gear. I was able to get a house, finally pay bills. Everything was starting to work out. But then this emptiness started to creep up. I was no longer getting those creative visions that were popping up whenever I was wandering the streets. I was finding myself watching more TV when I got home and playing more games and not having that urge, that almost the fire underneath me, that whenever I was struggling to pay the bills, that pushed me to get outside, that pushed me to create, because I was so excited for that next idea and that next photo or the next opportunity. But then when I had it all, it didn't sit right. And what I realized was I had it all the entire time, but I wasn't doing this. I wasn't sharing my lessons with the world and being more open about what I was going through. And I feel like that's a huge part in all of this in life. We go through our own individual journeys, and honestly, tearing up a little bit. And in all honesty, these paths were given. I believe when we share that, others that are on similar paths do get there quicker by seeing what you went through or what I went through. We were all put through our own paths for a specific reason, and now I don't know what that reason is still today. And I'm doing my best to figure it out, and I think this is the first step of creating this channel. I want to be able to share with you guys the blueprint that was laid for me, from my failures and what I thought was right and ended up being right, or even the things I thought were right and were right. I want to start sharing that with you. Or if I'm struggling on a problem and I need to solve it, I'm going to document it live and put it on the channel so that you guys can learn, and maybe you guys are going through the same stuff that I'm going through, and we can collaboratively come together as one and solve problems. I'm no longer playing the blame game. I'm no longer chasing the money. I'm purely doing this for the love of creating and to build a community that lasts. I really hope you click that subscribe button, you follow along on this journey, you can learn some things out of it, maybe even teach me some things, and who knows, maybe we even get to meet and get to tell your story. So I know I got a little choked up there, but that's what it's all about. Hope to see you guys soon.